This is like day 3 of the winter storm that is hit here in Pensacola, Florida. There's still ice on the ground, by the way, so they're advising us to not drive if we don't have to drive. So a lot of people haven't been to work since Monday, and that's a problem. And it's a problem, especially for small businesses. A lot of them can't stay closed for more than a few days. So I can imagine a lot of them are trying their best to get their doors open so that they can get business in. But my thing is, if there's not a lot of people willing to get out and, buy stuff, is it really worth opening the doors? So I can say that nobody, man, look at that, palm trees. I just say nobody here was prepared for what occurred. I know that I've been living here my whole life, and I remember in 1993 where it snowed a little bit, and I'm talking a little bit. It was an overnight occurrence, and by the time we woke up in the morning, it was all gone. It was melted. You barely had enough to even put in your hands, salvaging, and then put in your refrigerator just to have a memory. But they told us weeks ago that things were going to be unusual in the South, particularly Florida, the Carolinas, and Georgia, and a little bit of New Orleans as well. So us Floridians, we are equipped to handle stuff like hurricanes, floods. That's basically, what we have to deal with, seasonal, but we don't deal with this. Like, this looks like Chicago. This looks like New York, something like that, Pennsylvania, Canada. But it's not. it's Florida. So, some more snowmen over there. I see that. But a lot of people here they're feeling two type of ways. Number one, they're enjoying it because if you're like me, you're at my age, I'm 39, so I don't have a history of snow here in the state of Florida, except for that one time in 93, like I told you. But for as much snow that fell was somewhere between 7 to 11 inches. They originally predicted 3 to 5 inches, but it was way more than anybody would have ever anticipated, way more. When they said it was going to snow, we didn't think that it was going to do much of anything. Like, we'll get some flurries here and there. Our idea of snow was not what occurred at all. So I had a great time. Me and my family, we had our first snowball fight. We built snowmen together. We shared some very awesome memories with one another. And I know that it's a time period that my children will never forget. And I'm so happy that it happened at a time period where they're still fairly young, or at least the two younger ones. Even my 18-year-old, shrunk down to be a little kid briefly so he can come out and enjoy time with mom and dad and his little brothers. So I think that was a great time for us to enjoy that intimacy. And it'll be something that we can talk about forever, because I don't think that a lot of people really understand the significance of this event. In the history of Florida, forever, and I'm talking about ever, this was the most amount of snow that fell in one day, like ever. And 2025, we got to witness it. Our house is over here. Now, the streets were covered in it, but since yesterday, the sun came up and melted it. This was very, very saturated yesterday when me and my wife, we walked through the neighborhood, and we were trying to not fall and trying to not slip because we wanted to, just walk around and see how things are looking, and is anybody frozen in. And I'm actually surprised that there's not more people outside. You see, one thing about us here in Florida, these people are, man, they're like, what's the word? Bah humbug. Like freaking Grinches. Check that out. There's another one over there, another snowman I spotted. I'm gonna make it my mission to try to spot as many snowmen as I can while I'm on this walk. But yeah, a lot of people here, oh, it's snowing. Oh, it's pretty. Let's stay inside. Like, no, get outside. Go outside and enjoy it. Get outside and have some fun. Play in it. Make memories. And we didn't want to miss out on that. So we had so much fun over the last couple of days, because the chances of this happening again, very, very slim. Very slim. Probably not even in our lifetime. We told our kids this, and I don't think they even really understand that this may never happen again in our lifetime. And if it does, there's there's some other questions that may have to be asked. So I uploaded a TikTok video a couple of days ago. Let me show you guys something first. So down here, I like to walk down here a lot. I don't think it was a good idea today because it's really icy. But that yesterday would have been the perfect little just contraption to do, like, snowboarding, just slide down that way. But knowing me, it wouldn't have been a good idea. I would have like broke something, and I ain't trying to break nothing. The brother's got to work. So I didn't do any snowboarding, any sliding down hills. I just, no. But if this were to occur again, like the point I was making about my TikTok video, there were some people who were commenting on my video, which went viral, by the way. Doesn't happen often, but I get it. Look. Some people were like, it's weather manipulation, and they're messing with the weather, and that's why it's going on right now. That's the conversation that nobody wants to talk about, and that a lot of people are not even discussing, which I'm really surprised. More people locally are not talking about this, or people in Florida are not talking about this. The fact that this does not happen, and the fact that it did happen, there are some questions in which need to be asked. Now, the only reason I say that is because of the past hurricane season that we had. So generally, hurricane season can be active or it can be inactive. For like the last decade, it's been very active. And this past year, the activity was a little out of the ordinary, especially the directions that the storms were formulating. They were going in directions that they typically don't go in. They were forming in places that they don't form in. And it almost just seemed like somebody had like some sort of like mechanism making them go in particular directions. Now, I get it. I may have lost you with that talk, but I stay here. And I know how hurricanes function. I know how they work. I know how they project their pathways. And as of recent, they just do not look like they used to look. What made them change? Sorry for the crunchiness of ice. You know, I'm just trying to figure out like what made them change the way that they behave out in the ocean, the way that they have over the last few years. And it does make one scratch their head as to what's really going on out in the ocean. Um, there are some people who feel that there's, you know, weather manipulation going on. Some people feel like, you know, there's that H word. I'm trying to be very careful because I know that there's certain things that we can't say here on YouTube because, you know, videos will get flagged, and I'm not trying to get this channel in trouble because we're trying to grow it too. But if you want to know what H word I'm talking about, starts with an H, ends with a P, then just kind of put those together. Type in Google about, you know, weather, foolery, manipulation, you know. So I wish that I didn't have to jump around like that and just to give hints, but unfortunately, these platforms, freedom of speech isn't really a thing, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm supposed to be here just showing you all, you know, what's going on here in Pensacola, Florida. That is. The whole reason I'm even outside right now, honestly, is because the gyms are closed, so I can't get to the gym right now. Neighborhood gym is not open. It's closed due to the weather. So I'm like, well, I can't go too many more days without, you know, getting my cardio in. So I'm gonna go ahead and just go for a walk, bundle up a little bit. Despite it being cold, yesterday was 15 degrees, but it was so bizarre because it didn't feel like 15 degrees. Like it was, some of us were outside without a jacket. Like it was very weird. Like I expected it to be bone chilling cold, and it wasn't. It was it just wasn't that. It was cold, but it was a different type of cold that I had never experienced before. So I don't know if it's like something to do with the humidity or whatever, but today 23 degrees. It does feel it. My hands feel it. That's why we're bundled up right now. We ain't walking around without no gloves. So I think this is going to be something that we talk about for many decades to come. Many conversations will be had about it, you know, and I just hope that people soak it in, you know, whether this is man-made doing or, you know, some sort of manipulation going on. Not that I support that, not that I don't think that that's not a serious issue or a serious problem. What can you really do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you do about that? You, as the individual, what can you do? I think we should know by now that psychopaths run the world, and all we can do is put our trust in God, and that's it. Keep moving, you know? But I'm gonna enjoy what it is we're witnessing right now, what it is we're dealing with. Check that out. Dolphin, well, here, the dolphin that we have in the neighborhood. It would have been awesome if it was frozen. I'm pretty sure it was probably frozen before yesterday when everything was frozen. So there's another couple of other snowmans there. It might be, there it is. Right there, a couple of snowmans. Right there. That's pretty cool. And there's a one, and then I'm assuming the kid made that little one. And there's a super little one right there. And to me, folks, that's what this is all about. That's what this is about, man. Just making those freaking memories and just saying, yo, I meet a snowman in Florida. Can you believe it? Because a lot of times you tell people that, they're going to think you're full of it. But you know what they say? Pictures or it didn't happen pictures of it didn't happen. Man, bump a picture, take a video. Then again, nowadays people be like, oh, it's AI. It's AI. It didn't really happen. It's AI. Like, bro, shut up. You weren't there. You were not there. But I'm just gonna show everybody just a little bit more of what I see. And in this video, I'm making this for documentary purposes only, and just to let people know that it snowed in Pensacola, Florida. And before I go, I just want to say something. It's always going to be you northerners out there who have something to say. Like, oh, it's just snow. It's a little snow. Oh, that's nothing to really blink your eye at. Oh, like, shut up. Like, you do know that the whole country does not revolve around the north, right? You do know that the whole country does not get the type of weather that you get year round, right? You do know that it does not snow down here in Florida. Like, your comprehension skills are not really making sense. And I feel like some of y'all are just miserable and just want to be heard for no reason. Just shut up and just clap your hands. For those of us down here who have never experienced it before, I get it. You've been seeing snow your whole life. You hate it. I gotta shovel out my driveway just to go to work. I hate it. Okay, whoop-de-freaking-do. But those of us down here have never experienced it. Like, you got grown men and women who have never seen snow, okay? Who never have left the South, who've never seen anything like this before. Is it too much to just let them take that in? Like, why do you have to open your mouth? Why? I'm just saying, shut up, let people enjoy it, and go on about your day. Keep on shoveling, because we ain't got to do this tomorrow. Well, we might have to, but we don't have to do this all the time. So, I don't know. I just had to say it because I just know that there's people out there who just have a mean spirit that really don't like to see other people experience anything. And they can't stand when they see reactions, different reactions to something that they're used to seeing every day of a particular season. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Enjoy the rest of this video.